realm with the dolphins. And we're here as you enter. I want you to feel this sacred copal. This is part of the Mayan retreat that we're going to do. It's part of my world daily in living here where the ancient Maya used this. This carries away your fears, your pains, your shadows. It protects you from darkness of all kinds, and it allows you to see through the dark, your own pain and other people's manipulations or fear. So welcome, Akasha here, and I don't know, I don't like the word overwhelmed, but I'm overflowing with joy. Thank you. The dolphins were like, flow, 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 overflow. So I'm overflowing with joy to be here with you tonight because the dolphins have been an important part of my life. I don't know when as a child, but I always loved them. I was talking to a client today and she goes, I always loved dolphins. When I was a little kid, if there was a charm bracelet, I wanted the dolphin. And the show Flipper was a big deal to me when I was little. And when my daughter was born, I had been swimming with dolphins in the wild in the Bahamas, and I didn't know I was pregnant with her. So when I got home, found out I was pregnant, literally the day that I got home, it was amazing. It was 5 days of swimming with wild dolphins. I'm a good swimmer, but they were always around me, probably because I was pregnant. However, they called me. I lived in the desert. I lived in New Mexico, and the lady who ran the trip had the same experience. The dolphins called her. They came to her in their dreams and her dreams. And they said, you need to get people and you need to bring them out here where we can interact with them. We need to connect. We need to help you. We're here with a mission too. And as higher vibrational beings, they have mastery over energy, frequency. They can see, sense, scan what's going on with you. They know if you have a implant in your leg or your heart. They can see. And when we work with them, they recalibrate us. They scan us and they send frequencies to balance the meridians, to open the heart chakra, to clear veins. I worked for years with a wonderful paraplegic who's become a dear friend of mine, who came weekly there and went from sitting in a wheelchair, not moving from her waist down for 12 years, to beginning to be able to swim and move and walk in the water. It was stunning. So they're not just able to help us with our physical issues, they raise our brain state so we go into bliss when we're around them. We're all just like, hee hee hee, life's so good. And what else happens is that we are having an experience of a higher frequency. We're communicating with a being that already lives at a higher conscious level. What does that mean for us? It means that we no longer have to dumb down for the people around us or towards the beliefs that we had. We're opened up, we're expanded, we're lifted up to a higher state. Our vibration literally raises. They've tested this. When you're around dolphins, they call it brain bliss. They test where your brain starts to vibrate. And what happens when you vibrate at a different state of your brain? Same thing that happens when you do meditations or you go to vortexes, you do activations like we do on my retreats in my classes, is you expand to a new level of awareness. You become conscious of more of the subtle realms. You might communicate more clearly with what you call your higher self or your body or other lives that you've had, or mentors or star seeds where you went to a university, or animals or fairies or unicorns or whatever, you name it. Trees, ooh, they're wonderful to talk to. Everything is conscious, and the frequency of being with a being that is highly conscious. Whales and dolphins are certified, so to speak, by the science community as the highest mental capacity. Now, their ability to shift and change frequencies, to balance frequencies and polarities, to open you and raise you. In our floating meditations, we spend an hour floating and they're moving around under you. Maybe sometimes there's sounds, maybe they touch a particular part of your body, maybe you feel the frequencies come through. It's a whole weaving experience, and I almost always leave my body completely. I'm floating in the ocean, okay? Leave my body completely until one time it took them, I don't know, 20 minutes to get Chris and I back in our bodies. We were completely out. Like, hey, 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 hey. So we have this ability when we're around somebody who's more expanded, who's more enlightened, who's more peaceful, who's more confident, who's more loving, it affects us. And so we get to get and spend the whole day, one day, and then 2 half days, and we're going to be doing healing with each other, with them. We're going to be kissing, playing, acting like a pod together, doing these vibrations. And now you get to hang out with the smartest people on the planet, quote unquote, okay? You get to be around that high frequency capacity, consciousness. And when you're in that presence, you're drawn up, you're expanded, you're enlightened. You're not drawn down by, oh, stop dreaming and you're not good enough and there's no time and blah, 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 blah. So the potential for you to touch higher parts of you, parts of your soul that you've never seen, parts of you that you've been wondering, what is the purpose of this experience in my life? Everything has a purpose. I understand my life is a story, and if I read the story and I don't get stuck in it, I can see the patterns and the message and where I'm going and what's happening next. So we're all in an evolution and a meltdown, and the dolphins know it. They called that one lady, this was, oh wow, 95, I think, 95. I think it was 95 when I went to that dolphin. And she was called, well, I started to be called in my dreams and my meditations in that same time period, which is why somehow I found her. This was pre-internet. Who knows how we found each other ever. And so what we did was we connected because the dolphins brought us together. And oh, I know, my friend, the animal communicator that I met, and I still love her. I'm going to have her on my show. And she got invited to go on the dolphin swim and do like communication with the dolphins for the people on there. So it was really, really fun. And then it was this opportunity to just be with the dolphins in a space where we just sat there. There was nothing else to do. We were just on a boat. And then they would come and you'd put your fins and your mask on and jump in. We never put food or anything. Don't do that. And then we just swam. And they would stay sometimes for a very long time. And you learned to play with them and you learned how to communicate with them. And you could feel that there was something happening there that was beyond what we communicate like. It was love. All right? It was love like that. And that love is what that higher frequency, that higher mind, the Aquarius age we're coming into is the mind, but it's electricity. So it is the higher mind. All right. We've just gone through a really intense Leo full moon. For me, woo, super intense. And what it's done is ignited the bonfire inside of us. I'm frustrated with this. I'm angry about that. I'm confused about this. I want that. I don't know how to do it. The old way doesn't work. The new way isn't clear. What the F is going on? Right? And so whether you're flowing through it or crying through it or breaking down through it, go, 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 or whatever you're doing, you're perfect. All right. And when you come with the dolphins, you start to play because you think, oh, these serious, like if you went and sat, meditated with the Dalai Lama or Gandhi, that's one of my dreams, is you would feel like it'd be all solemn and very spiritual. They're all about play. They're about love life. They're about, screw hard, play hard, do everything. They never sleep. They put half of their brain to sleep at a time. It's absolutely phenomenal. And when you get a chance to be around them, you can do it in spirit. You can do it with vibration. You can do it with my healings and the meditation bliss and things we have on the shop. Absolutely. If they're coming to you in your dreams, respect them, answer back, start to have a conversation, go swim with them. Look and see if you have Atlantean lives that are coming to the surface. Atlantis has been a very big deal for me, and Egypt too, because Egypt was seeded, ancient Egypt, the civilization that those started. He's an Atlantean priest king who came from a little kid who just looked at the mountain and wanted to understand the world and the spiritual realms and the intuition and learned more and more and more and more. And then that was seeded into England and seeded here in the Maya land and seeded in Egypt. So we all come from some kind of lineage of Atlantis. And Lemuria never resonated with me. I didn't disbelieve it, but I thought, oh, that's interesting. But I never felt any call to it until recently. I got a Lemurian deck. I had them come in several times in calls or classes. And because we perceive Lemuria now as sunken, and this is a water planet, and most of the water is salt water. Now, all waters communicate. All waters have spirit. The cenote waters that we go into underground are very pure. There's no salt in them. They're purified through the rock, and this is ancient land that was formed through the meteor and other things. So there's a lot of amazing codes in those waters. And when you go into water, whether it's here in the Caribbean or the Gulf or in the cenotes, you are interacting with key codes that are very ancient. We know that water holds codes. We know that water purifies. We know that water, like you come out of the cenote, you feel like you've been in a spa, okay? And we know that when you drink water, then you live, and you can clear yourself with water. So the water elements and spirits, they're all integrated with things like the dolphins, all right? Because this is where they live. And they can jump out of the water and they can breathe. They breathe air. They don't breathe underwater. But so they're sort of both worlds. And when they jump, you feel their joy. And when we touch them and kiss them and hold them and they play with us, and they love to play ball. And I'm going to show you real quick a few pictures of this. And we play like a pod and we hold hands, and they become so fascinated that you're doing something together. You're paying attention. You're being as one, that they come right up to our face and they were like, what are you doing? And they would come between us or swim right in front of us like, yeah, let's be a pod together, man. This is awesome. And so all of this is available to you. Please come if you feel called, or find a way to get to them, but you don't have to feel trapped or sad. So tonight what they wanted to do was communicate with us and unveil some ways that healing is happening. And the Atlantean energy that's rising on the planet right now wants to come through, as well as Lemuria. So I have my dolphin cards out from 2 different decks here. They actually came up spontaneously without me picking them over the last few weeks, so they've stayed here. And I picked a Lemurian card today, and the Lemurian card is called Alignment. It's 18, which would be 9, and it's actually showing these waves of light going up and 2 dolphins on either side. And not every card in that deck by any stretch of the imagination has dolphins. So show you very quickly. This is the Lemurian deck. Would like to show this to you, so I want to give credit. I highly recommend it. It's stunning. And this is the card. You see the dolphins right here? So this is their message to us, the Lemurians. I asked them for a message and any communication they had for us tonight. Because on this retreat, I've been told that it's not just the dolphins, and we're doing much more dolphins than in the past. We're doing 1 full day, 2 half days. We're doing less pyramids, more dolphins, cenote, and so on. And they came out here to me. They actually came out by my house and went by in the ocean, real ones, not etheric ones. And they've been coming up in my face when I'm having a massage. They go whoop, up in my face, just like when we're doing that. And so they're getting more talkative. After I came back from the retreat, my daughter Jordan was born, and then she died. And so dolphins have been very, very special to me because I painted her whole room with dolphins. I had dolphin everything there and all ready for a baby. And she didn't stay very long. So there's an incredible connection to her through the years. This was 27 years ago. And she is not always here, although I do have her over here. And she comes in and out over the time, as you may know, with other people who've moved to other realms that you know in the physical. And so really interesting to me is this full moon has triggered something. My neck was snapping and popping. Parts of my vertebrae went out in the weirdest ways. And when my chiropractor put it all back into alignment, I started having visions and color all the time. It was a lot. And so I couldn't do a lot the other day, but vision. So I did a couple sessions and then I just visioned and just let it all come through. So the dolphins then came in the room while I was laying there, and they're like all around me. So what they're telling me is similar to what that lady said. We need to go there. And if you don't go there, come and speak to them in the etheric. They've been here raising the vibration on the planet. They've been here holding that Atlantean energy. They still communicate with the crystals in the earth that are waking up now. They were sunken and then programmed not to communicate all the wisdom they had when we worked with Gaia and with the crystals in the planet. All these are in the oceans and the waters, so you can speak to the waters wherever you are, any kind of water, if you can see it or touch it, or you can just, drink it, or put some under the moonlight and have it with you. All kinds of water will connect you. Then the dolphins from the Delphinus constellation, which forms a dolphin, has a diamond in it as well. And that is a star seed that's coming back and started speaking to me in, I don't know if it was November, maybe a couple months earlier of last year. And I never really paid attention to it, even though I'm from Delphi. And when I went to Greece, that was the #1 place I wanted to go. And then I found out later I was an oracle in Delphi, but it's named for dolphins. And the ancient connection to the dolphins, the Mayans' connection to the dolphins, the Egyptians, the Atlanteans, the Lemurians' connection to the dolphins, we're connecting to a grid through the dolphins that doesn't just connect you to the waters, to Gaia, to the crystals, Atlantis, Lemuria. It's connecting us up through into the celestials, okay? And if you're not already, you're going to start feeling a lot more of that star seed energy stirring, because as we free ourselves from this prison of believing in the 3D world that we're limited and we can't, and they did, and this and that, and you're not, and all the powerlessness that's happened, as we free ourselves from that, the vibration raises. We have to get into tune where we can raise our vibration, communicate more clearly with higher parts of ourselves, and the dolphins are excellent healers and guides in that department. Okay? Ooh, this is very fun.